Welcome to 12th episode of this X++ series. So in this particular episode we are going to start with our workspace tiles. So we will create a tile for our module, and if till here if there is any doubt, anything you have, please do comment and let me know if there is anything where I can help you out. So in this particular module, we are going to create a workspace. Workspace, you know how workspace is prepared. Okay, so in this particular form, if I go to my Visual Studio, the form which I have prepared in the last episode is this one, which is a form part. So the form part, the open part form will look like this. And if you click on the edit, so this is the option which you will be getting. Okay, and this form part can be attached to the main form as well. Okay, so that we are going to see in a coming time. Now starting with the workspace, so what I will do, I will go to the menus, and over here there is a workspace which I have prepared. So vehicles we have added, service order we have added, setup we have added, we periodic task we have still not added, and we have not added the inquiries and reports, but we are working with the workspace now. So we will prepare a workspace. Okay, so to prepare a workspace we will go to the tile. Okay, so what are these workspace? Everybody knows. If nobody, if there is anyone who doesn't know the workspace, they can go to the standard module, and in the standard module if you click on the workspaces, all these are the workspaces. If you click on it, all these workspaces will show you. Okay, so this workspace is required when you start with a custom module. Okay, so let's go and create a uh, workspace. So we will create a query that the tile will use. We will create a new dynamic 365 item and select query from data model artifacts. So we need to have a query over here. So we will go to the this is the workspace actually. This is the workspace. Okay, and it shows a summary, and if you click on it, it will take you to the standard application form. Okay, so this is the bank level, it will take you. Now the same we will be creating. So for this we need to create a query. So we will create a add button, new item, and from the data artifacts we will take the query. So where is the query? Data model, then this is the query. So the query name we will give what is the set the name to the vehicle table all, and click on add button, on VMS vehicle service table, click on the add button. Now we have added it, drag the convenience vehicle service table data node. So on the data node, this way you can use any of the query as well. Okay, so convenience vehicle service table, this is the data source I have added now over here. So once this is added, change the dynamic field property to yes. Dynamic field property to yes. This will help you to select the field dynamically. Okay, and as we need all the field to be available when queries are used for the form, any field that are not selected are initialized with empty values. Okay, so that's why we use the dynamic fields. Then we have a choose to add a new data item and select tile from the user interface node. So what we need to do, we need to add a tile in within a workspace. So what we will do, we will go for here, click on the project, add new, and then from here we will go to the tiles. I believe it is in the user interface tiles. So the tile name we will take, the name of the tiles is this one, so we will add the tiles over here. So control A, control V, and click on the add button. So this is the tile. Now we need to set the following properties. So the query of this tile will be used by this one. So on the tiles we will use the query, and this is the query. Okay, after this what we need to do, we need to give the label as all vehicles. So we will go ahead and we will give the label. So where is my label, all vehicles is the label. Then the second one is the menu item name, so it will show the menu item name of this one. And after that we will see the normal image as generic document. Then we will go ahead with the copy color property. Why these properties are used, we will come on it now. Copy color. Now we will save it. It is now saved. So query is used, the query we have prepared first. The tiles will show the result of that query. Then there is a label. Label is used for labeling at the front end, the user interface level. This is the target menu item, which is for which it will show. This will actually show a form. So then there's the normal image and the copy color. Copies the query from the caller to this element and can be passed on target menu item. Okay, so this is actually for the query, means the code which we are going to write. Okay, then after this, what we need to create an artifact and choose composite query from the data model node. Okay, so let's go to the data model node now and choose the add new item. And we are going to use the labels, data models, and composite query, I believe. Yes, composite query, and name of this composite query will be this one. So let's give it a name of the composite query. Now on the composite query, in the query property, let's give this as a query property. This will be a query property, and over here this is the query property. Right click on the range node and select the new query range. Right click on the range node and new query range, and in the new query range, in the data source property, select new query range, new composite query range, new composite query range, and in the data source property, select con vms vehicle table. Data source con vms vehicle table, service table, field property to vehicle type, field property to vehicle type. Where is the field? This is the field. Let's see, vehicle type, and on the vehicle type we will enter the criteria by entering the enums value in the value property. So enter bike in the value property, bike in the value property, bike, and here we save it. Okay, so now bike in the vehicle, this tile will adjust the count correctly, but resulting list of the vehicle may not be filtered. Even with copy color set, we should create new menu item named bike table and set the query property to convms vehicle table bikes. So let's create a new menu item, new menu item, add new item, and over here we will go to the user interface, display menu item, and the display menu, create a new tile. This is done. We will enter the criteria using bike, create a new tile, convenience vehicle bike tile. One second. This tile we have prepared or not, let me check. Okay, so this is done. Vehicle type, we have prepared the bike. Over here we have given this bike value given. Okay, so now we have completed this here to create a new tile and create a new tile over here. On VMS bike tile. So let's create this for bike tile. This is for all tile. One tile we will create for user interface tile, and over here we will go for the bike tiles. So in this way our bikes will be filtered over here. Okay, this tile will adjust the count correctly, but the resulting list of vehicle may not be filtered. Even with copy color query set, we should create a new menu item named on vehicle table bike and set the query property. Okay, so let's create a new menu item, and this will be the new item, and it will be display menu item, control A, control V, and over here we will create the query, set the query property to bikes, query property to bikes, query property to, this is the bikes, control S. Now this is done. Once this is done, let's go to the complete the properties of the tile as follows. Label will be bikes, label will be bikes, and after this label, menu item name, menu item name. Where is the menu item name? One minute, let me check. It is asking for one. Menu item name will be bikes, and then we will have a normal image as blank, normal image as blank, and then after that copy color query to yes, copy color to yes, and then after this type equals to count, type equals to count, so it will show the counts now. Now once this is done, this process would be followed for each vehicle type. Once you are done, save and close all the designers. Okay, so we have bike, car and truck. So what we need to do, we need to prepare from here vehicle type. Okay, so we have to prepare this tile. So let me create one more tile over here. This was for bike. Now I'm going to prepare for cars. So let's go to add new item. Let's go to the tiles and let's give it a name. So this will be for cars. Will be for cars, vehicle car styles. Click on add button, and then we need one more display menu item. So query property will be this, and let's create a new menu item over here. So let's add this menu item, display menu item, control A, control V, bikes, cars, add, and over here the query property will be given query. So cars, let's see the query property. Okay, so now this is done. Table bikes, table table, set the name data model composite query. We need to prepare a composite query also within this query. Not this one. Where is our query? Yeah, this is the one. So vehicle type. So composite queries. One we will prepare for, so this will be renamed to cars, and this will be renamed to trucks. So let's go to bikes, then trucks. Okay, so these three we have now prepared. We will go to the bikes, done. Now cars. Let's go to cars. The ranges will be new composite query, and in the query property, let's type this one in the query property. This is done in the query property. This is there. Range is composite. Data source node. Select the data source node. Composite. Query. This is not required. Vehicle type is bikes. So instead of this bike in there, click on the ranges, new composite query data source node, con VMS vehicle service table, con VMS vehicle table, field property to vehicle type, and the value will be over here. The value will be cars. Okay. Now if I car. Okay. The value will be car. Now this is done. Once this is done, the vehicle type car is there, enum value is there, and then create a tile. So tiles also we have prepared over here. So this is the car style, and inside the car styles we need to, on the query property, we need to mention this particular query. So let's go to query. Where is my query property? So this is my query property. Let's take this as con VMS cars. Okay, now this is done. Similarly, we need one more over here. This is the trucks. This is the ranges, vehicle type. This will be trucks. Rest of the things will be same. And then we will go ahead with this one tile we have to prepare for trucks. New item. Let's go over here. Con VMS vehicle truck tile, and click on the add button. Once this is added, so let's give this one as the query on VMS trucks. Now this is done. Okay, so now we have all the display menu item for vehicle table, cars, and I believe one more we need to prepare for this one. Okay, now next thing is we need to set up the query label menu item name. So let's go to the tiles now. For the bikes, let's give this on the tiles. This is for my bikes. Okay, and then after this query we need to give the label as bikes, label as bikes, and after this menu item name menu item name is given, and then normal image copy color type is equals to count. To count, this is done. Okay, now for the cars, the label will be cars, menu item name will be con vms table cars, item is there, normal image equals to blank, copy color equals to yes, copy color equals to yes, and then type equals to count, equals to count. Now this is done. Secondly, last thing we need to do the same for our trucks. So we'll go to the trucks now. The label will be query is done. Label will be trucks. Display menu item will be con VMS vehicle service. Okay, so we've not prepared for trucks, so display menu item will be prepared for trucks as well. Display menu item trucks. Now add it. Once this is added, we need to give the query. VMS vehicle table trucks, and then we will go to the truck style and we will add the trucks to the menu item name on VMS vehicle service trucks. So what will happen at the workspace level when we will create the query? It will show the totals of our how many trucks, how many cars, and how many bikes are there. Okay, so in this way you can prepare your vehicle also. Okay, so this form what I've created will be available to you on your screen as well. So there are few errors that we need to resolve. So it is asking that okay, the data source convms vehicle service table does not exist. Let's see the source. I believe one thing I have missed out over here, so let me check. This is for bikes, I believe. There is one thing I missed out. Uh, this is the composite query. So on the composite query for bikes, let's see what we have missed in the composite query. Once we have prepared the composite query over here, data model name, query, data source property, ranges, and this is the data source property we have missed in the new composite range. So this is the data range property, data source property we have given. So it is saying that the data source property does not exist. Con VMS vehicle service table. Okay, so next one is the for the cars also it will be an issue. So this is the con VMS vehicle service table. For the trucks also con VMS vehicle service table. Now this is done. We will save it and we will now debug it again. Sorry, we will build it again. So once this is built, again there is a field does not exist. So field, actually I missed the field over here. So field will be vehicle type. Where is my vehicle type field? what is the field name? Let me check. The field type is vehicle type. Let's give the field as vehicle type, and let's give it to the next one also, the vehicle type. So let's give it a vehicle type field name. This also vehicle type, and let's now rebuild it. Okay, so field vehicle type does not exist. Why the field does not exist? Field convms vehicle table. Think this table vehicle table, it is saying this does not exist. Why this does not exist? It is source convms vehicle service table. On the vehicle service table there should be a field called vehicle type. Okay, no worries, we will see in the next session why they have, and we will resolve it in the class itself. Okay, so thank you, thanks all.